Hello, my lovelies. You wouldn't believe it. I have plenty of reasons to judge my life. As soon as I stopped recording the last time I recorded this video, I realized that I didn't press record. Hooray! The joys of being a podcaster. Well, I want to welcome you to this week's video and podcast where I'm sharing with you 3 ways to stop judging yourself. Now, the topic came to me because of a client of mine, and even the energies of this week, I wanted to encourage you to do a little bit of self-reflection and try out these 3 steps that I have to share with you to overcome self-judgment. So, welcome to Seva Transformation Academy. I'm Supriya, and every week I bring you tips, interviews, and podcasts to help you on your transformation journey. Welcome to the Energy and Life Mastery podcast show. So, my friends, have you ever gone through life where you've had that day where you've come across all the people, all the experiences that make you doubt yourself, and you go, right, this is not what I signed up for. These are not the improvements I was looking for. Am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to get where I'm actually planning to go? Have you been there? Well, I have to tell you that there are a few reasons why you might feel like that, and you're not alone on this journey. So let's look at a few factors that actually get us feeling so triggered and feeling so insecure on our journey. First is you might notice that when the full moon or new moon energy comes around, usually these are times of shifts that take place within our lives, our energy, our mental realms. So often you'll find reasons not to be happy with your life. Usually full moon just is happening right now, right? We're in the full moon phase. Usually what tends to happen around this time is that you become aware of all the things that you need to let go of. So definitely you'll feel highly aware of exactly what you need to let go of, be it an addiction, be it bad habits, be it relationships that need changing, be it even bad habits that you've got with yourself. Maybe you don't honor your own boundaries, or maybe you don't treat yourself nicely. All of this will come to your awareness, and you'll go, right, I need to make the changes now. So judgment can be a thing that comes up during these times. Another reason that can affect our mental well-being, which causes us to judge our experience, is just not being where we are supposed to be right now. So a lot of us think that we can skip steps and get to that place where we are envisioning ourselves to get to, right? So what I'm referring to is the groundwork that every level of our life needs us to have done to get there. So there are no bypasses, unfortunately, when it comes to spirituality or wealth, relationships, anything that you want to develop for yourself. Unfortunately, you cannot skip steps, because if you do, you'll be brought back to this groundwork that needs to get done before you can actually graduate to get to that level. Yeah, unfortunately, there are no step 1 to direct to step 10. Although the transformation journey is not linear as a process, you can bet that sometimes you might be developing in one area of your life, and that will lead you to another area of life. And most of us, if we expand our thinking, we can think like some of us get obsessed with success equating to dollars, right? So that for that person, success can be looking very linear, and growth can also look very linear. But as I mentioned, because you can't skip any steps in life, as a whole pie full of different slices of aspects, we have to be willing to do the groundwork to develop a life that looks really nice on top, usually has a great foundation on the bottom. So that's the groundwork we need to put in, and success defined by you, be it money, be it relationship, be it house, be it whatever, you are looking to develop into a person that can undertake and hold that level of success, right? So that can be one of those reasons that you still need to do some groundwork. You still need to keep working on the daily things and be in the process rather than be oriented about the goal. So sometimes we kind of get frustrated with ourselves and we go, right, my God, I've been at this for so long. When am I going to get a break? When am I going to get a breakthrough to the next new level? But that's a judgment, and that brings us out of the journey and puts us into this mindset of like, I'll never get there. Number three is, our physical well-being that contributes to our experiences, like our hormonal health. And hormones, when you think about it, as a generation, we're constantly stimulated, right? We're always on our laptops or a screen or some sort of connection. And even if you live alone, you'll always like be linked to something that's stimulating you. So our hormones have changed. The way it used to be when we were cavemen to now, there's been a lot of shift in the way we live our lives and what we eat, how we conduct our lives, what goals we have. All of this creates a completely new dimension of existence, which is the inner chemical world that is happening within our body. And this is where Ayurveda and yoga play such a key role in balancing ourselves out, creating balance, so that we can stay self-aware. We know the skills to down regulate ourselves when we get triggered or etc., so that we can come out of the states of dissatisfaction quickly and quicker every single time. And of course, with after processing what's going on, and or along with it process what's going on. So those are three main factors that could be playing into your experience of judging yourself or others around you. So one of my clients this week said they're really struggling to stay motivated on their journey of losing weight, because they just don't think they'll ever get to their ideal weight goal. Now, one of the reasons that triggered that thought is just basically she was looking at herself in the mirror, and she can't make herself believe that she is beautiful or she appreciates herself. So ultimately what she is still stuck in is the self-loathing, self-judgment, pretty much on the daily. So what this says is quite a few things, like the factors that I mentioned before, but it also says that there needs to be some groundwork that needs to happen. One of the steps that I use with my clients, and I'm going to share that with you today, is this 3-step process to short circuit the downward spiraling that can happen when you are met with challenging days like that, or challenging situations, whether it's you're judging or you're judging another person. Maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your relative, maybe it's your friend. We tend to judge what we don't. We tend to judge, and judgment usually means not being able to accept things as they are. Rather, we want them to be different. And usually, we may not be aware of this, but regularly, if you're not aware of it, you're probably also judging yourself. Like, suppose you're feeling a certain way and you straight away want to fix it, and you go, right, I'm not feeling so happy, I'm going to have a coffee, I'm going to pick myself up, right? That's a judgment. Whether you agree with it or not, just see, judgment is the need for something to be different than what it is. So it's happening all the time, whether we're labeling it or not, that's a different story, but that's the mechanics of judgment. What is bad about that is that it becomes a habit. When we let it become a habit, we tend to let a narrative run our life that, we're not good enough, we're not worthy, or we're not worthy of love, we're not lovable. right? These are core needs that are shouting, look at me, I need to be loved, I need to be enough, but I'm not. Okay, that's another day's topic, but today I want to help you stop judging yourself. And how to do that is, number one, admitting to yourself that if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling down and out, if you're not liking yourself or not liking someone else's behaviors, etc., etc., whatever your judgment is, notice it, and you go and you tell yourself that I am not my thought, or I am not my feeling. I'm in a state. I'm in a state of this feeling. So you are not your feeling, you are not your thought, rather, you are in a state. Now, the state of fear, state of anger, state of dissatisfaction, what are these states? These are states that are antithesis to the state of peace, inner peace. If you had everything you wanted, how would you feel? If you had the love of your life, if you had all the money in the bank, if you had the career you wanted, if all your problems were not there, how would you actually feel? Think about it. You would feel at peace within, right? You were happy with yourself, you would be at peace. So what stops you from being in that state is this judgment that no, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, this is not good enough, etc., etc. So I'm going to judge this and qualify this situation as my trigger to become better. But I'm telling you, what's wrong with that, right? If you think that criticizing the situation or yourself is going to get you to the solution, let me explain to you what's wrong with that. So, firstly, step number one, tell yourself that I'm not my thoughts or my feelings, but I acknowledge them. That I'm feeling this way and I'm thinking this way, but I'm not my thoughts or feelings, right? So that's step number one. Now, when we don't admit that to ourselves, what tends to happen is we say, I am angry, I am unhappy, I am angry and unhappy, and I'm dissatisfied. And that will turn into an expression. An expression of these feelings or states can be showing up in our muscles, muscle tightness, shoulders raised, short breathing, frowning face, right? Acknowledge where it's sitting in your body and allow yourself to breathe deeply to relax yourself, because that feeling that's showing up in your body or your face or your need to tell someone off, do something about it, that need, that is called an expression. Now, expression versus communication, there's a huge difference. If you actually want things to shift and change, you are going to need to learn to communicate rather than express. So when these expressions show up in our body, in our expression of speech, or we end up telling someone off, acknowledge that and do see that it's not going to give you the results that you need. So an example might be that you are unhappy with someone's work and you are angry, and the anger takes over you and you tell them off or you tell them how bad they are. Do you think they're going to feel encouraged to do the right thing? They probably won't. Firstly, you'll probably trigger their insecurities, and they'll probably, be scared to talk to you or feel intimidated, right? Now, picture this. The other side of it is communication. Communication happens when we have calmed ourselves down and asked ourselves, what would I prefer this to be? What is it that I actually need? These are the questions that a person that is oriented around solutions would ask versus a person that is oriented around just expressing their anger and perpetuating the problem. So asking yourself, what do I need? What would I prefer this to be other than what it is now? So an answer to this might be, to my client, if when she's looking in the mirror and she's not approving of herself, I prefer that I had 5 less kilos on my body and I felt fit. I could run around. I could go for a run. I'd feel energized by what I see, and what I feel. These are the answers that you can give yourself rather than cursing at yourself or showing yourself down or another person down, right? So, or what do I need? I need support. I need some support in helping me achieve this goal that I'm looking to achieve, right? I need to talk to someone. I need some coaching. I need some help. I need some advice on how to get there. Or if somebody else has dissatisfied you, what do I need from them? Instead of yelling at them or telling them to change, what do I need from them authentically? Okay, and ask them, look, I noticed this is what happened, but what I really need from you is just a blah blah blah, and that would really help me out, right? So do you see the difference between expression and communication? And what you will get is actually what you want, rather than expecting the world and universe to figure out what you need. Actually, the world and universe will actually mirror back to you exactly what you are. So if you're feeling, if you're expressing from a state of anger and frustration, well, you're going to get something reflected back at you just that's exactly the same as you. So I wouldn't recommend that. All right, so now you got there, right? You've acknowledged that you are not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, and you've breathed in and you recognize that it's expressing inside your body and it needs an expression. So you ask yourself, what is it that I need, and what do I want, rather than what do I not want? And then the last step is actually writing down 20 ways that you can solve the problem, right? So if it is weight loss, for example, or changing your appearance, write down 20 or more ways. Don't stop at 5 or 6, right? Go beyond what you know, what you think normally. So make an exhaustive list of all the solutions that you can think of, even the ones that you might not be able to give to yourself immediately. And then there you have it. You've actually moved another step towards a solution to meeting your own need, to coming back to a state of inner peace, knowing exactly what you need to do, rather than believing that you are an endless pool of problems and complaints, right? So those are the 3 steps. Now, you need to recognize that judgment is a natural part of the growth journey, the transformation journey. Transformation is not happening to all of us by will. Those of you that are doing this, like self-initiated transformers, I congratulate you. This is a journey for the brave and courageous. It takes courage to want to fix, change, improve what no longer serves you, right? And at the same time, remain content and self-approving of the fact that we are all perfectly imperfect. In fact, in Ayurveda, the word dosha, what is helping you profile yourself, is all talking about your flaws. You learn about what is your actual flaw, so that you know what are the weaknesses that you need to support, what are the strengths that you can encourage, and along with that comes the ability to make really good changes in your life when you need to. So, and for those of you that are in this journey by default, of course, we're all in some sort of a default transformation phase in our journey, all of us. From the time we're born to the time we learn to walk, well, I don't think any baby likes to actually get up and fall and get hurt to learn to walk. But guess what? As part of its journey of growth, we had to up and go and fall, get hurt, and then learn from that, right? So regardless of whether you initiated your transformation or not, you are in a state of transformation all the time. And every day is an opportunity to help you reach for that ultimate goal of feeling inner peace. Because remember, your real goal is not to achieve all of these external things. Of course, you are going to create that, but internally, You need to reach for that state where you are abundant, you are at peace, you know that you're connected to source all the time, rather than think that you're separate from the well-being that you are seeking, right? So if somebody or something or yourself are not pleasing to you, then there's always a different way to then just get angry or judging. And if it happens to be that you catch yourself judging yourself, then stop it wherever you are. Don't ever think it's too late, that you need to let it run its course until you've expressed your anger, until it's run its whole pattern and cycle of judgment. You don't have to. You can get better at reducing the need to get angry and fulfill the problem-centered beingness versus the solution-centered beingness. So, my friends, that's what I have for you today. I hope you found that useful on your journey. Of course, the full moon that we've just experienced and we're still experiencing today will, help you realize that there's a lot of things that we need to expel, let go, release, and get better at. And at the same time, to avoid overwhelming yourself and to avoid being reactive, apply these 3 steps. See how that helps you. And if you need more help, reach out and ask for a one-on-one consultation so that you can create an environment for yourself within you that can make it possible for you to stay on this journey of less judgment, more communication, more solutions to the problems, because the groundwork has to be done. And if we keep getting stuck in judgment and reaction, then it's going to take a while longer than it can happen, if we just stay peaceful and take action in a methodical way that is a proper solution to the problem. So I hope that is clear and easy to follow for you. Do let me know in the comment section what you felt, what you thought. And thank you so much for giving feedback in person. Many of you I see in person in my classes and trainings, for your feedback and thoughts on what we share here. Let me know what you thought about all the guest interviews that I've been doing lately. Have you been finding them fascinating and enlightening? And please do share the videos that you find impactful so that I can make more empowering content like this for you every week. So thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing and being a part of the Seva community. Till next episode, Namaste, Hari Om.